really got me outside, got me a bit of confidence back. My symptoms improved, my eye was fine. Finished my degree. So really, all of that was only possible because everyone assisted me to get to that point. So this is a video just to say thank you to those that have helped me over the last 4 years, specifically in terms of financial assistance, how much was given to me and what I used that for to get to this point in my journey. Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. This channel is all about me overcoming my autoimmune diseases and sharing my story through that journey. Today's video I'm going to get straight into it, just explaining the funding that I received over the last 4 years and then how I used those funds. Initially when I was diagnosed, the wine estate that I worked at was really kind enough to let me host a fundraising evening. We basically auctioned off some wine and we were able to put together 40,000 Rand. After that, when I went to my 10-year reunion, I was blown away. The guys had organized a separate fundraiser for me there and put together about 150,000 Rand for me. That was really mind-blowing for me and just generally was so overwhelmed. That allowed me just to have some money that I could use over the next couple of years to really start my recovery. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, and in particular thank you for 2 things. I want to say thank you for taking action. When I got diagnosed, people really just responded. The first fundraiser we had, people came out, about 100 people, really bought tickets even if they couldn't make the actual event. And during the auction, people really just spent money. And it was amazing and really encouraging for me to get that support. Thank you then also to my friends from school, mainly Julius and Buster, who really just took action. And along with everyone else that was part of that, just really thank you for taking action without me knowing and putting together that money for me. The second thing I want to say thank you for is thank you for giving me the freedom to make the decisions. The money was not given to me with a tag saying you must spend it on this or you should do this. Basically they said to me, here's the money, you make the decision and this is here to help you. So thank you for that freedom. So what was my plan behind using the money? Initially the plan was survival. When I was first diagnosed, I started working less and less, and then unfortunately I had to stop working. I stopped university. So it was really that initial money I used basically to survive. The second round of money that I got, the plan for that was to use the right amount to get healthy as quick as possible. I didn't want to just use the money for medication or something over the longer term. So my plan was to use as much as I could of the money in the short term to really get back into life as quickly as possible. Although people were a bit apprehensive with that approach, they thought maybe we should play it a bit more conservatively, spread that money out so that it could last me for a longer time. They gave me once again the freedom to make that decision, and I was allowed to decide how much I would want to draw each month. Initially the money was used to pay for medical bills, the hospital medication, but my plan was never to really go down that route. It was to try and get off medication, get away from the hospitals, because I thought that was not going to be a sustainable way for me to live my life. And the other decision that I did make was to move back to Stellenbosch. The reason for that was because I was at Tygerberg Hospital for treatment, so that was a lot closer to Tygerberg than staying in PE. And then also because of the food supply that I do have here in Stellenbosch, I know where I can source really good quality foods. Other than that, Stellenbosch is my home. I really feel like this is where I want to live. And along with friends, sort of community that I do know here, it was a critical part, I think, for me to move back to what I felt like home in Stellenbosch. So what did the funding help me achieve? It literally helped me get back on my feet. The plan was always to get back into work, but as sustainably as I could. So I was off work for about 1.5 years, and then within 6 months coming back to Stellenbosch, I started doing part-time work at Waterford Estate. So I was getting that money from the fund, which really took the pressure off me. So So I initially started working more from a health and mental point, and I didn't have to stress about I need X amount of money per month to survive. So once I'd started at Waterford, I started doing 2 days a week, and it was 2 days of 4 hours a week. So a really slow start, just a few £100 a week, along with the fund money, really just allowed me to survive. I built that up slowly over time, so I went 3 half days a week, 4 half days a week, now and then pushed myself and did a full day or a 5-day week. But that was basically over a period of 1.5 to 2 years that I went from those 2 days a week to 5 half days per week. It's still quite a difficult thing to explain to people when you've worked your first 30-hour week or your first 40-hour week of the comeback. It's very difficult for somebody to conceptualize what that means because it's just a normal thing that people work that much time each week. During that time at Waterford, I was also able to finish my degree, and that was obviously a really critical part to me getting back on my feet. So thank you for allowing me to finish my studies and then carry on with my career after that. So the funding sort of came to an end quite surprisingly for me. I remember getting an email saying that was the loss of the money in the fund, and initially I was quite shocked, a bit scared, because I was still working, I think 5 half days a week, so I didn't really have enough money to take care of myself. And I remember one of my friends saying to me, I can still assist you if you do need Ross, but I quickly responded and said, no, this is something that I need to take on. I'm really grateful for everyone getting me to this point, but now I need to step up and push myself a little bit more. So I carried on at Waterford probably for another 6 to 9 months again, working about 4 half days and then 1 full day a week. So then as of March this year, I started working at an actuarial consulting firm in Stellenbosch. I was fortunate enough to get that opportunity through my brother working there. So Waterford was really good for me, really got me outside, got me a bit of confidence back. My symptoms improved, my eye was fine, finished my degree. So really all of that was only possible because everyone assisted me to get to that point. So as of March, starting work, really amazing to be able to do that. It is new pressure for me. It's a lot of hours at the moment and takes up the majority of my sort of free time in life. But be that as it may, it's really such a blessing and such an opportunity for me to be able to work again. So initially when I was first diagnosed, one of the first things I looked at getting was medical aid. At the time I didn't have medical aid and I'd gone through the government health system. I was a patient at Tygerberg, and it was far cheaper for me to stay at Tygerberg instead of spending the money on medical aid. It was a decision I think that worked out really well for me. It made me read up a bit more about treatments, and with it taking a bit longer, gave me more time to really read and understand what was going on. I'm now in a far better position where I can almost get released from Tygerberg Hospital, and then I'm in the process of looking at getting medical aid now, just as insurance going forward. So in conclusion, I just want to explain where I am now. I'm basically financially independent. I've managed to finish my degree. I have a stable job, and my health is in a far better position than it was 3 or 4 years ago. So I want to say thank you for the opportunity that everybody has given me to get to this point. I feel as though you've gotten me to the start line, and I'm really grateful for that, and now I can run my race from here. So this video is a real personal one, just to say thank you. The other content on my channel is really just going to showcase my journey in totality. So if you would like to follow it, please click subscribe, leave a comment, otherwise just share it with somebody. So the one thing in saying thank yous, it's very difficult to not leave people out. So I've tried not to name people. I'm too scared to leave someone out. But just in particular, thank you to the guys from my year at school that really got behind me. Thanks to Julius, thanks to Buster, and then the big auction prizes from Grant Hutting and David Denton. So thank you to them, but also really thank you to everyone else that did donate. So this video is really about the financial assistance that I did receive. It's not discrediting anything else. I've got a lot of confidence and a lot of support from everybody else. So this was just really to show or to explain to people what I spent the finances in particular on. If you didn't see my first video just explaining what my channel and story is going to be about, you can click on the video here.